The first one I want to share is it was very interesting. I had this one. Um, well, it was just last night, going into today. Um, Today, May 25th, it's been a year since I had this friend, and there was sort of like this falling out. And I remember at the time I was a little saddened by it in a personal way. I had my little attachments and certain things. Um, and again, it's been a year today. And so I had this dream vision where Rebazar was taking me through their house on the real side. And I could see myself walking around their house and how I would usually do, sit on the couch and like whatever, doing all these things. Well, what I could not see when I had initially involved myself in this situation with this individual was all of the old consciousness that was floating around the house. Because what Rebazar was showing me was that it was covered in this black slime. It was just absolutely covered. Everything was covered. The furniture, the walls. It was really extremely dark in the house. And I was kind of looking at it, and I looked at Rebazar and I said, how come I didn't see this? And he said, because you had emotional attachments. It didn't, you decided not to see it because you decided to have your emotional attachment. So that's what you saw. And I remember it was very interesting because I ended up going into the bedroom of the individual, and they were in there on the on their bed watching TV, and there was no black slime inside of their room. So I thought that was rather peculiar that the house was covered, but they weren't covered in certain things. But in that moment, Rebazar was no longer beside me. He was somewhere, but not in the room. And I had to decide to let go of this little attachment. And as soon as I let go of it, I became very aware of everything that was there. And it was a lot. It was just, for one, they were covered in this black slime. And then it was sort of like a gooey kind of mess all over the room. And I remember after that, I just kind of walked out of the house. It was very interesting. I actually walked through the wall of the bedroom and out into the street. But yeah, I just wanted to share that little experience that got to be careful of these little emotional attachments, because we could almost get caught up in certain things we don't really want to, or things we don't see. It's like you're agreeing to a lot more than you at first consider. It's like somebody, I remember there was this example made a while ago. Duane had made it that, somebody bakes you a pie and it looks good and smells good, but you don't really know what they put into it. So that's the first experience.
Yeah, that's very good, Jeremy. Also, what's provided is a comparison. So we need these experiences to step by step gradually get along and help us see and let go of things that we don't need also. And so it's actually very obvious to us, but we kind of forget these things, and we forget that we had created attachments to it. So there's different ways to clean house, but little by little, it's all okay. Just like kids, we figure it out. And again, it's a comparison. That's what's very, very important, and not to get literalized with the experiences that you have, but you constantly compare. This is how you become more aware. You compare and become more aware through the experiences with that comparison. You see, not just gaining the knowledge, and this is where many people come and go. They just think, oh, I read the books, I did the NUUU, I have experiences. But no, it's really the recognition of the comparison and the difference, and then to see what's really taking place within your awareness and creation and what all life is. So a little step at a time, and you're new at this. Hey, I'm new at it. I'm a little kid too. So again, life is big, but yeah, thank you.